This is the Restore America plan alternative. Unfortunately, it looks like Restore America is not working, although we applaud the efforts of these fellows. And if something should change and it does work, we'll be elated. Okay. We're talking about using the recall process to pull elected officials out of office and put new officials in and take your community back. Okay, this isn't going to work in every area. It's not going to work where you got a lot of welfare people and people working for the government. They hate you. They want you to pay a lot of taxes to support them and their benefits and their, cradle to the grave entitlements and all the other stuff, and they have no interest in seeing you accomplish your goals. They don't want a constitutional government. They want a democracy, which is like, two wolves and a chicken having a vote over what's going to be for dinner tonight. See, it's not going to work all over, but in the more rural areas where people are more into, God, guns, guts, and apple pie and that type of thing, it's going to work. What this is a way for you to get your local community back to a constitutional level. Okay? Now, I'm going to give you the benefits of doing this. When you restore the sheriff, you get rid of this bum. These things will take months, not years. You get the bum out of there, or you convert him over to the Constitution. You're probably never going to convert him, so you get him thrown out of office. You slander him viciously with his unconstitutional behavior. Turn the whole community against the bum. Okay? And you get a constitutional sheriff in. Now he deputizes your militia. You contribute money to buy machine guns. Deputy sheriffs, reserve deputy sheriffs have full powers, and they can own full automatic weapons. And the sheriff can buy full automatic weapons for probably as little as $600 to $900 for a nice MP5. I mean, really good weaponry. You can get nice 9mm subguns, 10mm. You can get silencers. You can get all sorts of stuff, folks, and you get to keep those in your house because you're a reserve deputy sheriff. Okay, and you guys can just contribute money to buy these things. You get a blue red light bar for your car. You have badge and credentials, okay, and you got all kinds of interesting weapons that are really not so easily obtained right now. Okay, you could even get some destructive devices through the sheriff, like 40mm grenade launchers, things like this. You can have some pretty good stuff. And subguns aren't going to cost you but a few $100. So if you even have to contribute to a special fund you create at the sheriff's office for the reserve deputies to buy their subguns, the gun belongs to the sheriff. You sign out for it and that's it. Keep it in your car, whatever. Get a blue light bar in your car. So now you can arrest people. Okay? You have full power. You can arrest people violating the Constitution according to the oath of office you took. And the judge that you throw the judge out, you put your own judge in, you could bring people up in front of that judge and have them convicted. Yeah, the appellate court could overturn them, the federal courts could overturn them, but you could convict them and incarcerate them. You could put them in your own jail as a sheriff. Okay? You can refuse to enforce the foreclosure notices is illegal, and then, go sue you can file charges on the bank and the judge can convict the bankers. The clerk in the court can process these UCC1 forms and all the other forms and get them in the record and drive people crazy. Folks, you will make war on these people using their own rotten, stinking system against them. You just got to switch the cast of actors to your actors instead of theirs. That's all. Why reinvent the wheel? You don't have to. Just put your own people in office. It's so easy. You have no idea. Now, you got a militia, and let's say you got 500, 1,000, 1,500 people. They all become deputy sheriffs, or if you're good enough to throw the mayor out, you get a police chief, and he makes some reserve police officers. And now you got full auto weapons. You got body armor. You got red lights and blue lights on your car. You got arrest powers. You got a jail. You got the prosecuting attorney thrown out. He's going to start prosecuting. Hey, the feds aren't going to want to come around and mess with you. Let's say you multiply this by 50 or 100 communities. They don't have the manpower to come mess with you. What's it going to take, the way they like overpowering odds, to take out a reserve sheriff's department of 1,000 guys with subguns and armor? The way they operate, 5,000 guys. Where are they going to get 5,000 guys? Come on. It's ridiculous. And the sheriff has more power than the National Guard. He could arrest the National Guard. Now, they use the National Guard illegally, of course, but, my point is they're not going to want to mess with you. And then the sheriff starts telling them that you can't enforce laws in this community without me, and I need permission, and this is already going on. Your community wants this. Just educate them. You'll have it. So you got the local courts, you got the prosecuting attorneys, you got the sheriff, you got the jail. Guys, you got it all in your local community in less than a year. You got it all. You're going to get these guys on the ballot the next election. You have an election once a year. You'll get them on it. It's going to be months, and then you throw them out. You go out, you get petitions at the supermarket to get them on the ballot. Now, it's important that I think you go after all of them at the same time. The mayor's a tough one. You may want to leave him for last, okay? The mayor's got a lot of big money behind him because he has a lot of contracts, okay, that he could award. He's going to fight. He has a chance, but they're so wishy-washy you may be able to convert them. But if you go after the judges, the sheriff, the prosecuting attorney, the clerk of the court, you go after all these people at the same time. And you could add in other elected officials if you want. You can go after the school board or whatever you want to go after, Throw them out of office. You think Obama and those guys are going to do anything about you trying to do recall elections according to the written laws of your de facto garbage judicial system? No. They're not going to do anything. Okay? It's nonviolent. What are they going to do? They're going to ignore you. They're going to laugh at you. Ha, ha, ha. Wait till you laugh at them when they see what's in store. When you get the sheriff and you get the prosecuting attorney and you get the court, you could arrest the governor. He violates laws all the time. He is a criminal. You can arrest him. Put him in jail. You can get all these guys and put them in jail. You can get federal agents and put them in jail for violating the state laws, violating the laws of the Constitution. You could get illegal immigrants. You could fine them, throw them out, deport them yourself if you want to. Whatever you want to do, who's going to stop you? Turn them over to the Fed, whatever. Put them in a work prison. Let them work. You can fail to enforce laws they like enforced. What are they going to do? You keep falling back on the Constitution. There's nothing they're going to be able to do. They're not going to do anything. You've got your community back. You don't have your country back. You have your community back. But you start getting several counties in a row back. Pretty soon you can take a state. And then you got something. Then when you got a state, you could succeed. But the way it starts is with the county. And don't forget the power of the boycott, okay? It may be illegal in some areas, but be careful how you say it. There's ways you sovereigns will think about to say it where there's not going to be repercussions. But communities businesses that start supporting the corrupt elected officials in opposition to your recall, you could explain to them very deftly that there's going to be a boycott on doing business in their community. And then you could also start bad-mouthing them. So you guys can do this. Restore America plan tried to, bite off a whole lot at one time, and I think these guys couldn't see the forest from the trees because they're so wrapped up in the system, and they actually thought they can use the system against the people like that. It's not going to do that. What I'm saying is going to work is you change the actors. You put your own actors in their system. And they're not going to see it coming. And all of a sudden, the foreclosures aren't going through because the sheriff's not going to serve them. What are they going to do then? And then you're filing your UCC-1s, and then you don't have to pay attention to unconstitutional laws. And folks, it's all right there for the taking. It's so little work and so little effort and energy, and no bullets are going to get fired, and you can do it. And imagine the glee and pleasure of being a reserve deputy sheriff with full police powers and finding politicians and other people violating laws. Ha ha ha. So folks, that's it. If we get response and you get comments and you post it, we'll run with this. I'm not going to be doing anything but passing on educational information, but we'll run with it big. We get it in the search engines, and we'll get it at the top of Google and Yahoo, and we'll start running with it. But I need feedback. I don't know if you people are really going to get up and do anything anymore. Thanks.